Covering the Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 257 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. I'm your host today. My name is Darren. Joining me, Lee Malaby.
Hello, everyone.
Crazy Malaby.
Hello.
Hunter is somewhere in the northeast of the United States. We haven't heard from him for a little while. Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
He was a little sweaty last time I saw him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, I think he's up at Warped Tour up there. So yeah, all day outside of the festival will do that for you.
Yeah.
But joining us in lieu of Hunter here, we've got a Producers Club member. His name is Chris Zavala. Chris, how you doing?
What's up, guys and gal?
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. See, Darren
How's it
pronounced
going?
your name totally correctly.
He got it. I'm so excited.
We do try.
Yes. So yeah, what's going on, guys?
Been an interesting weekend. I think there was some...
Yeah,
bits of
U90 happened over the weekend, right? The Universal Fan Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do that, actually.
Yeah, I had to look up what the 23 and D23 was, and that was the year he moved out of Marceline.
All right. I didn't know
Disney
that,
stuff.
actually.
Yeah, so that's why they started that whole thing up. So yeah, Universal, I guess 1990 would be the genesis for us. So U90, that's it.
U90. We need to hashtag that, get it trending.
Yeah, we should.
But yeah, how about that? That was a pretty crazy event there. A lot of developments for Disney.
Looking at it from a Universal point of view, I kind of hope that they react, because obviously this is Disney's reaction to, Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and Skull Island and everything that Universal have been doing. That hopefully then this will do the same back to Universal and go, right, we've raised the bar, now it's over to you.
As long as it doesn't raise the prices.
Well, it will. Those are ways anyway.
Yeah.
But competition's always healthy. That's always a good thing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
For the consumer, it's win-win, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Who knows how high Disney's going to take it now with their prices after all this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've got to pull that money back. I know. I seem to remember. I know because I remember hearing that the original budget that they had for Star Wars Land was, I think, 500 million. And then the Imagineers visited Diagon Alley and went running back to Disney and went, I think we need a bit more money.
What?
So I think the budget, at least last I heard, and this was a couple of years ago, was at $1 billion.
Jeez. That's do you know, that's ridiculous, really.
Well, you think that...
Yeah.
I think...
It's like a week of merchandise sales.
Yeah?
It's like, of Butterbeer sales.
No, you look what's going on in the world and how much
it is.
how much that money could do.
I think Diagon Alley came in. I think the cost for Hogsmeade was $250, but when you consider the repurposed 2 rides, which we will get to later,
$250 is really good value.
I'm not sure what Diagon Alley was, but when you look at what they've, I think I seem to remember Diagon Alley wasn't much more.
Yeah. Well, we all know Universal employs slave labor, so
Yeah,
that's how they keep their costs down.
Yeah.
They are a Comcast company.
the Minions are doing it.
Yep. All right. Well, let's start off here today with some Producers Club birthdays with Tracy.
I think that's a good idea.
What would have been good if it was Chris's?
Yeah. We have 2 this month. On the 23rd of July, we have David Wilson's birthday. And on the 26th of July, we have Drew Gergich's birthday. So happy birthday, guys.
Birthday.
Have a good
Happy
one.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So next, let's go over to Chris and get him going here with some news about the Blue Man Group.
Cool. So it's reported on the 6th of July that Cirque du Soleil Company has acquired the New York-based Blue Man Company for an undisclosed fee rumored to be in the tens of millions of dollars. So speculation has been rife as to what will happen to Blue Man show at Universal Orlando's City Walk. It was announced recently that the long-running Cirque show La Nuba at Walt Disney World's Disney Springs will perform its last show on December 31st this year And maybe we will see Blue Man Group transplanted from Universal to Disney. We'll just have to wait and see.
Ooh.
It's such a weird thing when you look at, like, there's already that thing with Marvel between Universal and Disney. You've kind of got, I know Universal doesn't own Blue Man Group and Disney don't own Cirque, but it's another thing that's kind of now at both places.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That's
You need to like swap them, maybe.
I seem to remember doing a guest survey, an email not that long ago, where they were asking a lot of questions about shows and stuff for City Walk, and the Blue Man Group show was one of those buildings that was kind of, I think there was something about a How to Train Your Dragon show, I think was mentioned.
It doesn't sell out anymore, does it? It hasn't for a long time.
Has anyone, Chris or Darren, have you, either of you done it?
Funny enough, I don't know, Darren, you go.
Oh, I just did the media event when they changed the format around a little bit.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the complete show.
So I actually coincidentally did it a couple months back. My girlfriend surprised me with some tickets when we had gone up there. And I'll tell you, it's the first time I've ever seen a Blue Man Group. It was awesome. It was really cool. It was really interactive. We got lucky and sat towards the front, and there were some open seats even closer that they just kind of bumped us up and said, "Hey, you want to sit here?" I'm like, "Yeah." Perfect. And so we had like the raincoats and all that, and it was a really fun time. It was a really good experience.
How busy was it, Chris?
It was a Saturday. Did we go? Yeah, it was a Saturday night. It was outside of summertime, but the audience was still it's pretty crowded in there. I mean, there were some seats still available, but for the most part, it was maybe 75%.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Full.
Because we did Lanuba, didn't we? Way back in like 2005.
Yeah, fabulous.
It's bloody expensive, I know that much.
And then we went to sleep.
Yeah, don't go and see the 10 o'clock showing of Lanuba at Downtown Disney when you've been in the Magic Kingdom since 9:30 in the morning.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, man.
Dark room,
never
comfy
seen
seats.
Lanuba. It looks good, though.
It is.
They
Awesome.
don't talk either in Cirque du Soleil, do they?
No.
No, so trying to watch a silent show
Yeah.
after that too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was
There's
warm as
plenty
well.
of music
I remember
and
that.
singing, but it's not great.
I think we only missed about the last 10 minutes.
I was dozing in and out all the way through. And when it cost, I think it cost us something like $100 or £100. I can't remember which. Either way, it was quite expensive.
Yeah.
But yes, we haven't done Blue Man Group.
No, and I really want to.
You guys really should. It's really cool. Really, really cool.
But it will be interesting to see what happens. As I say, it's another thing that kind of... I know they haven't, but because it's at Disney, it's another thing, like I say, that's kind of in both. But then it'd be interesting to see what happens in that building at Disney Springs. Maybe this has been coming in the works for some time. See, because it's just been announced, there's nothing to say that this hasn't been going on in the background for quite some time. So it might have... Lanuba closing might have been a reaction to this news.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that building torn down.
It's a shame. I love that building.
Because I'm pretty sure it was custom built, wasn't it, for them?
I would assume so.
It's in the round, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. It looks like a big top because it's got the what you call it. Obviously, I'm
like the tent pole peak things
with like swagged and everything.
Like a circus building.
Yeah, and it's like it's a center stage, right? A circular center stage.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't. The seats don't go all the way around it.
It's semicircular.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like your typical show around a stage.
Yeah, they could potentially fit in there, but I mean, the format of their show. I mean, they'd have to obviously make some big changes to the show if they were going to change venues that drastically. Mm-hmm. But I think the format of the show really depends on that rectangular stage setup that they have there.
Okay.
From the media preview that I went to, a lot of their like special effects and things like that, I think really work most effectively from that kind of a theater setup. So I just don't personally see it like fitting in there without making some big changes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's
I think Cirque is a really tall building too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it needs to be because of all the acrobatics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the acoustics.
Yes.
I'm okay with it if they just put Nickelodeon Studios back.
Yeah.
How it was.
Yes.
Exactly
Yes,
how it
yes.
was too. I don't want it with new stuff. I want my nostalgia thing.
Just
Except
stick
they'll
it.
bring adults on this time and slime them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Back then.
Just stick it to Disney and put a Marvel show in there.
It's Millennial Double Dare. Try not to get
Yeah.
any slime on your handlebar mustache.
Tim Tracker.
All right, before we get too far down that way, Tracy, you want to tell us about some Dragon Challenge rumors?
Oh, apparently. Yes, I will. Yeah, we've heard that the rumours surrounding Dragon Challenge have got a lot stronger lately.
Yeah.
So as we know, it's been rumoured for some time the twin coaster in the Wizarding World was going to be dismantled maybe as soon as September this year. And yeah, those rumours have gathered strength. So the strongest replacement rumour that we've heard is a Mac-powered invert coaster, which is very similar to Arthur and the Invisibles attraction in Germany's Europa Park, if you've seen that, or the How to Train Your Dragon gliders, which is at Motion Gate Dubai. And we're kind of suspected that it's probably going to be based on the Forbidden Forest, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes. There is a video.
There's two.
There's
The
two
How to
videos.
Train Your Dragon
Yeah.
one.
And the Arthur one are going to be in the show notes. So check them out and let us know what you think.
I
So-
think this, if it is that, I was actually talking to Seth about it, and it was him that said the rumour he'd heard was the Mac coaster, and he sent me the video of these two. I think they would be a phenomenal replacement for that.
I agree. And I'll be honest, as soon as he put the Arthur and the Invisibles one on, the first one we watched, I was kind of, it's like a kiddie coaster with screens. And then a couple more minutes later, I was just jaw on the floor and I need this coaster now.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me away. Both of them did.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. So well done. And we know that Universal are capable of pulling this off. More than capable.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing with that is each car is powered by itself, so it's got full 360 motion. But because it's because each one's powered individually, they can change the speed of the ride as it goes through. So I think it's that Arthur and the Invisible one starts off like a screen-based thing, then goes into like a physical set, and then goes outside, and that's when it picks up speed and it kind of goes. I think a Forbidden Forest thing would work fantastically.
Yeah.
Especially there as well,
Yeah.
sort of right on the edge of Hogsmeade and the castle.
That Arthur one even kind of looks like it belongs in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely. And when you strip everything down away from it, I mean, you can kind of compare it a little bit to like Test Track or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have those indoor elements, and you bust out to the outside where you do the increase and everything like that. But of course, they can do so much more with this kind of setup than what they have there. So
I know I posted it on the Facebook page, and a lot of people were kind of like, no, you can't get rid of two of the best coasters in Orlando, and they're going too family friendly and stuff. But I think Universal I think one of the biggest complaints about the Wizarding World is that everything has got quite a high height restriction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people have to remember it's supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
I know we love it too, but it is supposed to be for
absolutely.
kids.
If
This
you've
park
got,
is not supposed to be for kids. That's
no, but
Disney.
You take an 8-year-old who's a massive Harry Potter fan into the Wizarding World, and if they're relatively short for their age, they're not getting on anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your butterbeer and your wand.
Yeah.
I will say though, I mean, the ride looks awesome. The only thing I hope Universal does, if they do incorporate this into their parks, is amp up, I guess, the thrill part of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they can control, how much speed you can get at the end. And I think the elements of a dark ride, screen-based ride, and a coaster all together is awesome, right?
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that. But if they can amp it up just a little bit more, because that video doesn't show too much, I guess, thrill at the end.
No.
Especially if you're taking away and replacing, Dragon Challenge, Dueling Dragons, which is one of their, top thrill rides they got.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if it had still been dueling, we'd have been having a different conversation. But the fact that it isn't, it's such a disappointment now.
The fact that it didn't go back to dueling after the metal detectors were put in and everything is really odd.
Yeah, because obviously that was the reason they put those metal detectors in, to stop people taking things on. So yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, so I think that was a big clue that they weren't willing to do a whole lot of work to this, anymore. So
because I think Seth was saying another rumor was that they were originally looking at doing what they did with the Hulk and completely retracking it, but obviously not.
Yeah, and then to me personally, that area that it's in back there is just so boring.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah.
got like the dirt ground and just like very sparse foliage to block out the backstage areas and that kind of thing, and that's it. So
when you look at it
it'll
from
be
a
nice
point
to
of view, in a hugely immersive environment, just something that's I mean, the queue's awful.
Yeah.
I'd be all
Yeah.
for
10 times longer than the track.
Yeah. Which it
Like a
always
stretch out.
was, even when it was Dueling Dragons, but at least the queue was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, I don't have a good transition, so let's go over to Maureen as she handles some monkey business at Curious George.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, reporting for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast from Universal Studios, Florida. And today I'm at the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone, and I'm inside the Curious George Goes to Town Storybook Water Play area. And this attraction is great for kids of all ages, especially on a very hot day, and you can just stand under the water and get soaked, and I mean really soaked, and it's a lot of fun to watch. There's no age requirement. No matter how old you are, you can come in here and have a great time and cool off. Now, secret that some people might not know is if you follow the red paw prints around the water part of this attraction, you won't get wet, and it'll lead you back to the back area where there's a gigantic ball pit, 2-story ball pit. It's called the Ball Factory, and you can shoot the foam Nerf-like balls at your friends and family and have a great time. It can get loud in there since it's enclosed, but it's a great place for kids to run all around and take a break from the rides. And if mom and dad need a break, they can sit on the benches or on the ledges in the shade and cool off while their kids get soaking wet and have a great time. And this has been Maureen Deal for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Universal Studios, Florida.
I've never even been back there.
Splash was getting ready to go. Yeah, for Horror Nights.
Oh, yes, apart from that.
Very, very sinister looking place at night. The Curious George Land.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fountain statue at the front. Let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
I would like to bring this up. When the water is on, it's supposed to kind of look like he's like floating on like the water. It's like the cartoon thing where there's like a gush of water
Yes.
coming up, and then they're like on top of it, right? When it's not on, there's just a big pole that goes straight up. During Horror Nights, that's how it looks.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Curious George, she's a little too curious.
A little too curious.
Chris, do you have children?
I do not.
Have you ever been to Curious George's play, whatever it's called?
I've only seen it from afar. That's about it.
yeah.
We've got kids and we've never been in there.
And we had a kid that liked Curious George
I
as
think we
well.
said
She
this
was the
last
right
time.
age.
Yeah, no.
Whoops.
Yeah.
It won't be there
It's
for much longer.
Let's go to Jaws instead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, back when they were doing those ice bucket challenges, our friend of the show, Greg, and my girlfriend Nina went there to film Greg's ice bucket challenge because there's this huge bucket of water that dumps. That when you heard that alarm at the end of when Maureen was talking, that's to let you know this huge bucket of water is going to tip over and dump like 20 gallons of water below it.
All right.
Nice.
So that's where Greg did it, and then they just took 2 like cups of ice and threw them at the same time. Ow! And he ended up with some pretty severe cuts on his head.
I bet he did.
Don't do that.
Well, it was they weren't supposed to throw the actual cups as well.
No, I think it's the ice.
I know.
So yeah.
Oh dear.
But yeah, go check out Curious George while it's still there.
Yeah, that's it. While
Yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I don't know if younger kids know about Curious George or not anymore. Is it still like really popular?
I don't know. Do we know why he was curious?
We shut up. We got it over here when Jade was about 4. They suddenly decided that the UK needed Curious George.
Wow.
I don't think it's on anymore. But of course, by the time she was 5, 6, she'd grown out of it.
Yeah.
She was into Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that by the time she was 5.
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't that bad.
All right, Halloween. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we have Curious George still playing down here, do we? There?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I haven't seen anything about Curious George since I was a kid, so that's why I was wondering about it. So
Probably as relevant as Woody Woodpecker.
Probably.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Fievel, even slightly more relevant than Fievel, I guess.
And Barney,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
still
this
open,
bad
actually.
area of the park. Yeah. Oh yeah, it didn't close. Huh?
No.
Bad rumors, Lee. Bad rumors.
Oh, don't shoot the messenger.
Why they're called rumours and not facts.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. Now let's go over to Darren with some Lord of the Rings news. Hi.
Lord of the Rings?
Yes, Lord of the Rings. Well, as we've known for some time, theme parks have been unable to build any lands or attractions based on Tolkien's Lord of the Ring trilogy due to dispute with the author's heir. A lawsuit has been going on between Warner Brothers and Tolkien's heir since 2012, but now that lawsuit has been settled.
Ooh.
So it's alleged that the studio never had rights to license characters for these purposes. Warner Brothers countersued, claiming that the estate cost it millions of dollars in licensing fees from merchandising when it filed a legal challenge. For now, it doesn't mean anything as far as theme parks, but could pave the way for a land or attraction to be built in a theme park in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Universal, get your wallet out.
Yeah, that could be their response.
It is.
Have a
I
good
thought-
They'd
Where do
really
you think they
have
would
to.
put it, though?
Toon Lagoon.
Yeah. There you go.
Scrap Nintendo Land.
No.
Yeah, no.
Third
No,
gate.
It might do. The problem is, I think we've talked about this
Third makes
before.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with it, putting it in Islands or Universal, is it's a little too similar to Potter for me.
It's a little too
Adult.
yeah, it's not a spectacle either. I don't think. Like as far as your set design and your themes and everything, you're gonna have the Hobbit holes obviously somewhere.
Yeah, the Shire would be awesome to visit.
But is it really theme park? Like, I don't know. Like, I would expect the Shire to be at like a local municipal park or something. To be honest,
Looks like Teletubbies.
like I'm not gonna go to like a thrilling theme park
Yeah,
to go walk around the Shire.
I would.
I want to go to
And have
Prancing
second
Pony.
breakfast.
Yeah. And then like what? How else do you theme it? You could have Mordor in the background. You could have
Rivendell would be cool. Rivendell would be awesome, actually.
yeah. But I think it would be this. It would give me that same kind of thing that Pandora does. Like, I don't know. I need that kind of like either like a tech element or like something like popping out. I don't know how to explain it, but like Pandora itself to me like looks really cool. The land, it's greatly themed and everything, but it just doesn't look like a theme park land to me. I guess I grew up in a time when
Saruman just in the background.
yeah, there you go. Just,
Replace the lighthouse.
Do you not think that like the model from Star Wars Land feels a little bit like that then? It doesn't.
Yeah,
If you look
it
at
does.
Star Wars Land, it doesn't have a focus. It hasn't got.
No, it doesn't.
It hasn't got a Gringotts Bank or a Radiator Springs Racers or a Hogwarts Castle or I'm trying to think what else you could go. A weenie, as Walt Disney would call it, that focus point of the land.
yeah. That's what, yeah, like you said, the Star Wars land and this one, it's like they went like they want to really theme it authentically and make it look, like natural, like a natural environment and everything. But I don't know, to me, like theme parks are theme parks because they have that little bit of that theme park charm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The big signs for the rides and stuff like that, and it just feels more like a theme park. And even like comparing Diagon Alley to Pandora or something like that and seeing like all the details, all the places to look, I want it to be like an overwhelming experience for my senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that kind of thing, like Pandora, like it looks cool and everything, but it's just, it doesn't have that like extra like pop, like that element that I'd be looking for personally.
Yeah, I mean, even on top of that, it just blends too well with the rest of the park.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially in Animal
Totally.
Kingdom.
It would stand out way more at a Hollywood Studios or a Magic Kingdom, but you're walking from a lush green park into another sort of, all right, it's alien, but it's plants and trees and I totally agree
Strangely,
with
a
Chris.
lot of the same plants we have here on Earth. But
It will be interesting going back onto the Star Wars Land thing again. I know, but you look at how busy Pandora's been since it opened. Star Wars Land is going to be crazy.
yeah, I like those people took the mock-ups, the models and everything with the 2 or 3 little standees and the people like looking
showed me
around at
that.
things. Like, yeah, right. And they like filled it with people. It was like, this is what it'll really look like.
I can't imagine being in there within even the first 6 months.
No.
Oh man.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
Yeah. No, that's true, but yeah, it will be.
See, for me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, that is one of my things. And just knowing how bad Pandora was, as far as opening. I mean, I'm a Pandora fan, but just the movie.
Yeah.
I think the Star Wars land is going to be just insane for at least the first couple of years. I'd even go that far because you have a cult following with Star Wars people.
Yeah.
So I think there was a picture that was posted up on Facebook on the pass holder page where it was like, oh, you thought Pandora Line was bad at 5 hours?
Yeah.
Just wait till Star Wars fans open. Darth Vader there.
Yeah. I feel like they're going to be selling specialty tents for you to camp out in line there for the next 3 or 4 days.
Choose your hotel so you can wait for your ride.
That's probably why it's there. That's part of the line.
They did say that was one of the features of the hotel was some exclusive access to the Star Wars land.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be the only way you're going to be able to comfortably enjoy it for the first couple of years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a mecca for Star Wars fans. So
absolutely. Yeah.
You're going to have people traveling very far and spending a lot of money there. But yeah, if going back to Lord of the Rings, if they want to do Lord of the Rings, then they're going to have to really blow it out of the water with an attraction. Yeah. And obviously there's enough story there to do it. But they're going to need to mix the elements and not just do a screen-based ride for this one. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
I think it'll be uproar if we get yet another.
Yeah.
Yeah, screen-based one.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, let's go on from that to a few little things with Seth Kaburski.
Hi, everyone. Seth Kaburski here from the Unofficial Guides, and I know it's been a huge week for Disney theme parks, but we still have a few little things over at Universal Orlando to talk about. Let's start out over in Volcano Bay. The good news is that they have changed the weight limits on a couple of the drop slides. Specifically, Kala and Tai Nui, the 2 serpentine body slides that start with drop capsules at the very top of the volcano, have had their weight limits changed from 200 pounds up to 230 pounds. So hopefully that means a few more people will be allowed to ride that. Also in Volcano Bay news, if you want to get some Volcano Bay merchandise but don't want to pay to actually go into the park, you can now find Volcano Bay merchandise in the main Universal Studios gift store inside Universal Studios Florida. It's located where the kiosk of Kong Skull Island merchandise used to be. You can also find Volcano Bay merchandise scattered around the other hotels and gift shops and parks. While we're talking about Universal Studios Florida, a couple other new notes. I mentioned last time that the Gringotts attraction is now accepting Universal Express. The first day that Express was offered, guests in the Express line who wanted to do the green screen photo op before the pre-show had to go out the exit and be escorted back around through the line by a team member, which was very awkward. I'm happy to report that the Gringotts Express photo op is now working. It is manned, and you can take your photo while waiting in the Express line. Also in Universal Studios Florida, there's a few new items in the Williams of Hollywood prop shop near the Mel's Drive-In restaurant. My favorite recent item is the giant Terminator head that used to be in the window of the Cyber Image gift shop. It's about as tall as I am, and goes for a couple grand, so I probably won't be taking it home myself anytime soon, but if you buy it, please let me know and take a picture.
Thomas Wagner.
Finally, a couple notes out in City Walk. I visited AMC for the first time in a little while, and I'm happy to report that the reserved seating system that they use at the IMAX theater worked really well. I got a great seat for the new Spider-Man movie using it. And I also enjoyed the fact that they now have freestyle Coke machines inside the AMC movie theater. So you have much more varieties of soda to drink during your film. And last but not least, right outside the AMC movie theater at City Walk, the Fusion Sushi Bar has brought back their bento boxes. The bento box option was a $5 upgrade to any roll on their menu, and it gets you a salad and a soup and a little dessert. And it was a really nice bonus that had gone away off of their menu for a while, but now it is back. Apparently they have a new chef there. So if you are looking for some sushi next time you're in City Walk and you don't want to spend cowfish prices, go and check Fusion out. That's all I've got for this edition of All the Little Things Around Universal Studios. I will see you again next time. Until then, I'm Seth Kaburski with the Unofficial Guide, Touring Plans, Orlando Weekly, and Attractions Magazine. Have a great week.
Yeah, if you don't want to wait 2 hours for your meal. Look, that sushi place.
Yeah. Well, the Fusion place. It's a nice little hidden gem up there because it's really far out of the way. You won't go up there unless you're actually actively going for that.
Yeah. Is that across the way from when that night we went up to Moore's, Darren? Is it across the way from that?
Yeah. It's like back behind it. It's above the movie theater.
All right.
So on like a little circular platform. But yeah, it's really good. I've actually eaten there a few times. So
going back to what Seth was talking about with the Express at Gringotts, I'm trying to figure out at the moment what's going on with the Castle Tour line at Forbidden Journey, because I briefly spoke to Seth and he said you can ask to do the Castle Tour line and they'll basically just send you through the Express. Oh no, I think he said they were telling people just to go through the normal line, but they're not right. But then our good friend Mr. Stuart Mallet is over there at the moment.
Yes, he is.
We sorted out a special little treat for him, and he went through the Castle Tour line. But he said he went through, like, it wasn't the Express line. He got to go through the Castle Tour line, so I'm a bit confused of what's going on with it at the moment.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a separate line.
No, because the Express now the Castle Tour line, as far as I'm aware, has become the Express line.
Yep,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure.
The other thing, how do you change a weight limit on a water slide, like a tube slide like that? How does that change? Do they just go like, there's like some executive standing up there and they're like, John, how much you weigh? Like 230. Hey, come over here. We want you to try something.
It's weird. The whole
Actually, I can comment on that. They have before every ride, they have a scale that you basically stand on. Now, it's not just like a scale that you would buy for the house, but it's built into the ground. Yep. So, like for some of the group rides, they have everybody in the group get on there, and if you guys exceed the weight limit, they'll split you up a little bit.
So it's not individual.
No, they're not going to pull you out and go, "Excuse me, ma'am, how much do you weigh?"
No, and I think they know it, like, to be very cautious on how they do that, because
if it's not embarrassing enough for me to have to be like shirtless in public, on top of that, you're gonna make me get in front on a big scale in front of everybody. Yeah,
with like a 30-foot digital screen showing you weight.
Yeah.
How much do I weigh?
An alarm that goes off like.
Yeah, that's the drop ride. They drop you through it if you weigh too much. It's like the good egg, bad egg thing. There you go. You're gone.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, how do they change like the limit? Like, how do they change the weight limit on that? Like, after it's already open and established, like, don't you like really have that nailed down before you open a park?
You would have thought
like what the weight limit
because
on
they lowered it, didn't
slide
they?
Is?
It was started off at 300 and then they lowered it to 200 and now they've pushed it back up again.
That's pretty extreme to go from 300 to 200.
Kind of terrifying too.
Yeah, right. Oh man. I'm just seeing like that 230-pound guy, like, it works fine. Yeah, he got through. And then like they like get the next one up and he's 240 pounds. Oh, what's your name again? Oh, Augustus Gloop. Okay, sure. Go right on.
It's really weird, the whole Volcano Bay thing. I think I was telling you guys before we started recording that I saw a post in the annual pass holders group at the weekend. Someone went and had a less than exciting time. Basically, she complained that for all you're not waiting in line, she just waited in lines. Also, she said basically you're waiting in line to get on the bus, and then you're waiting in line to get through
through security,
the entrance, and then you're waiting in line to get on all the rides, and you're waiting in line to get your food, and then at the end of the day, when you think you're done with waiting in lines, you wait in a line to get on the bus to go back to your car.
Yeah, that's true, and apparently a lot of the times, like the lazy river goes down. Like, how does lazy river go down? But I don't know.
I don't know. It's water.
Yeah. Like number 2 in the lazy river.
Yeah,
Number 2 in the
yeah.
lazy river. That's all I can think of. But like when something like that goes down there, then you've knocked out like 90% of what you can do.
That's your
while you're
people
waiting
eater,
for
isn't it?
something. So I don't know. Yeah.
Because you were having a
that's
bit of a complaint about it recently, weren't you? What you were seeing as far as it being a capacity all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as it opens, it's closed.
Yeah. But this really gets me on my soapbox because it's primarily they're allowing the hotel guests in first
Yeah.
home priority, which means the people who are just wanting to come in, the ordinary public, they're just not getting in. What happens if you can you buy a ticket in advance? Or is it just
Yes.
part of your...
No,
They're
you
doing
can
a lot
buy
of
it.
refunds.
Yeah. You can just buy a
They don't
ticket
do
as
refunds.
normally. What was that, Darren?
I think they are. I think they're making an exception for this one.
I was going to say, because if you've bought a ticket, if you've got kids and you get there and you can't get in because it's already at capacity at 9 o'clock in the morning when it opens because it's full of hotel guests, I'm going to be pretty to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, something's gone badly wrong here. Because not every hotel guest is going to go in there.
It depends what the capacity is. Chris, you went opening weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, I went actually the Tuesday after opening weekend. Still, a long weekend down here. But it actually didn't reach capacity for us, which was surprising. But we did stay on site as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems really weird at the moment because they seem to be changing things week by week because the private seating that I think starts is at $29.99 and you get like 2 private lounges and a locker with a shade thing over. They used to be you could book them beforehand.
Yeah.
Now it's first come first serve, and that was another complaint that this woman had that everyone, it's like as soon as you get through the gate, everyone's belting through the park to try and be the first ones to get to these seats.
That raises another point. What if you're not a hotel guest, you've got a cabana booked and you can't get in?
Well, Craig Lucas,
Because I'm pretty sure they'll take your money up front.
good friend of ours, Craig Lucas,
Yeah.
has a cabana booked for August. And I don't know whether they're staying on site. So it would be interesting to see if he's not staying on site and doesn't get early entry and that park's at capacity, what they will do as far as that cabana that he's got booked, because they're not cheap.
And I can't see Craig being quiet about it.
No, he won't be. He's been
Quite rightly so.
open about it already.
I think I read somewhere, or may have seen it on a vlog online, where if you did reserve a cabana, that pretty much almost guarantees you access into the park.
Okay.
Because they do take your money up front
Mm.
Yeah.
and pretty much lock you into that cabana, so you are guaranteed a spot because that is a holding area for you in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose they'll look how many they've got pre-booked that day, and because I assume they must count people go through. They must have like a ticker of right. The capacity for
Your turnstile
the park
counts that goes through.
is
Yes.
what 4,000 or 5,000 people. I wouldn't assume it's much more than about 4,000 or 5,000 people. So that when it gets to right, we've got 10 cabanas booked with 6 people in. That's another 60. So once it gets to 4,940, you're done. Sorry, you can't come in.
Yeah, they don't get that strict on it. If they're like other places that I've worked for and experienced, capacity is a really fluid thing.
Right.
And when they get into like there's a few hundred left to hit to capacity with that kind of capacity, like a 5,000. If you got 300 or 400 there, they might just close it off at that point. They might do that. They might let it go a little over. It's really fluid, and you're never going to be able to get a 100% exact accurate count.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, and they wouldn't give you it anyway.
I believe they even have a little buffer for on-site guests as well.
Yeah.
So if they reach capacity and you're staying on site, if I'm not mistaken, they had like a couple, a buffer just for those guests because you come into a separate entrance.
Okay.
So that's another thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's such a weird... I mean, Universal won't be that bothered. The fact that it is reaching capacity every day, they're like, brilliant.
Yeah, they're like, hey, it's cool.
Yeah, it's doing what it needs to do. It's the whole Halloween Horror Nights thing again. It's a victim of its own success.
Yep.
But while it's still at capacity every day, they're not really going to want to do too much to it unless they're getting what's the breaking point for them as sort of guest complaints? 25% maybe?
Maybe.
How many complaints per 1,000 people do they have to get before they start taking notice of it, or do they put it down to it's just the minority? When we start getting above a certain percentage of complaints, then we need to look at things.
But look at what you told me yesterday. People aren't complaining; they just take it to social media, which is not complaining. It is, but it's not doing it. It's not going through the right channels.
Yeah,
and until they've got something on paper, they can't. Until they've got complaints logged officially, they can't. They're not going to do anything about it. They can't start trawling social media to see what people are saying.
No,
I wouldn't.
That's true. But at the same time, as a guest, I don't want to sit in a 90-minute line for customer service just to complain about something.
No, but I'll reiterate.
But there is email.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I'll reiterate what Matt Corn posted in the annual pass holders group. Don't complain on the Facebook page because nothing's going to happen. If you genuinely want to make something happen and you are unhappy with your visit to Volcano Bay, either DM him directly or email or ring guest services. That's the only way anything's going to change.
No, this is the American way. We get together in a large group and yell until things change.
Oh, no, that's not just the American way. It's the British way. We whinge about it behind the people's backs.
Yes, we don't shout loudly. We get our cups of tea
and whinge
and
about
mutter.
it together. Yeah, rubbish.
Yes.
Waste of money.
Yes, while twiddling our little moustaches.
How dare they?
We use words like travesty.
Yes, ridiculous.
I will say just to comment on this topic. I mean, just to give a comparison, when Aquatica opened up, years ago, me and my family, we're big water park enthusiasts, so we would go to all the different water parks in Orlando. And when that opened up that year, that was something we were really looking forward to. We basically planned our trip around that. Now, obviously, it's easier for us to go because it's only 3-hour drive as opposed to some people that are flying. But that we had the same situation over there. We tried 3 different days going to the park, even getting there as early as 7 a.m. And even at 7 a.m. when we got there, there was a giant queue of cars going completely down the streets. Yeah. We never got in any one of those 3 days, which I think it just goes back to this, where it was just a success. A, and B, it's a brand new park, so people just want to experience it for the first time as well.
Yeah,
I think Universal is just giving some extra options here. Is like, hey, you want to stay on site, you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're blocking a large portion of people that are coming from the normal lines, but it's just a little extra perk. They stay on site, you get this.
Yeah.
So.
And for me, it's just that point of, is it 9 o'clock? It opens to the general public.
Yes,
and it'll be closed to the because it's at capacity at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's kind of
it'd be very frustrating. Chris, just as a comparison, size-wise, how big is Aquatica compared to Volcano Bay or vice versa?
From land space, wise, I think they're maybe about the same.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe even a little smaller than Aquatica, but from what you can do there and all the things they have, Volcano Bay blows it out the water there.
Right.
I think even compared to some of the other parks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I remember Aquatica opening, and there was a lot of hate for it during the first few months with all the teething troubles. And it's the same thing. People have short memories.
It's that thing that people expect things to run smoothly when they first open, and that's not how it works. But then again, you're still paying the same money as someone who's going to go in 6 months' time and have a much better experience because it's all been ironed out.
But to be fair, I don't think there's ever a day at a park that runs smoothly.
No.
Yeah.
Rides go down. It happens, and people complain like hell.
People complain because the wind's the wrong temperature or something.
Yeah, I think that's the really, really hard part that the parks have to filter through is that filtering through those comments and finding the actual reasonable ones versus the crazy people.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to say I'm not completely negative about the whole place. I'm really excited about going to it. I'm really pleased that they are hitting capacity. I just want them to just adjust this a little bit so Joe Public can get in as well.
Yeah. But you can't, at the end of the day, like you say, it is a perk of early entry for hotel guests. And when you look at, they've got 5 on-site hotels now, with 6 with Aventura when it opens, and like 50-50 of those hotels are going to have express, and the other 50 aren't. You need a perk to make people want to go and stay at those cheaper ones, and this is one of those major perks.
Well, how about that they change it, make the 2 parks and the water park all part of early entry, and do what Disney do and stagger. This day, this hotel can have early entry here, or here. And
that's not a bad idea.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's only 2 days a week.
Rather than all of them having access on every day.
Because Disney don't do it.
Yeah.
Extra magic hours, it depends on the day as to which park it is, whether it's morning or night. They could do that.
Because you think,
I mean, honestly, it's something we may even see, because, to be honest with you, I mean, from when I had gone and everything I've been seeing online, they have been changing rules and what you can do here and what this does on a week-by-week basis, basically. So, I mean, who knows? They can change that.
Yeah, they are attacking the problems head on. They're doing the best. You know, so it's not like they're just ignoring the problems.
No.
You know.
And then you consider in a year's time when the Aventura Hotel opens up, you're going to chuck, I'm trying to find out how many rooms that's going to have. Was it 600? You're looking at another 600 rooms full of people thrown into early entry again. You might get to a point where even as a hotel guest, you're not going to get in.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to look at something.
They've probably got something up the sleeve. You don't know.
I don't know. They haven't done anything with Halloween Horror Nights for the last 10 years, and that gets progressively busier every year.
Well, I mean, they also still have that expansion that's going on back there.
That's very true.
Cabana Bay, which, I mean, quote-unquote expansion, a.k.a. did not finish, I don't think, in time.
I've never looked at it that way. Yeah.
I
try to push the Halloween Horror Nights problem as much as they can this year, just by not giving any information out at all.
Yeah.
They're really doing their best.
That's a really good point, that, though, Chris. I never considered that expansion isn't probably an expansion. It's just like, right, let's just cut it off here, and then we'll announce this as the expansion. It isn't, though. It's technically just a section that we never got finished.
Yeah.
I never considered that.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break, and then we will be back to talk about 5 hidden gems at Cabana Bay.
Hey, you. That's right. You. Doesn't listening to the crew at UUOP every week make you wish that you were actually at Universal Orlando Resort? Well, stop wishing and start doing. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company is the perfect place to begin. Their team of concierge-level travel planners will help you every step of the way. From finding the right fit for your family and budget to customized itineraries and insider tips. They can handle it all. Even if a hiccup that is up to no good arises during your trip, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will manage the mischief for you. And for you muggles who also love the mouse, their team of experts specialize in Disney destinations too. And the best part of all, their services are free to you. So, if you're ready to plan your next Disney or Universal vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the work for you. Just go to mouseandmuggle.com and fill out a no-obligation quote request. Or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. It's that simple. So, what are you waiting for? Just raise your wand and repeat after me. Accio, phone. Didn't work? Muggles. Here, try some pixie dust instead. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
And we're back.
That was a good break. I like that one.
Long break. Universal Orlando recently released a series of blog posts on the 5 hidden gems at each of their on-site hotels. So we're going to share them with you over the shows here. We're going to begin with Cabana Bay this time. So we got 5 hidden gems. Chris, you want to give us the first one?
Sure. So first one is s'more the merrier. After a long and adventurous day at the parks, there isn't a better way to refuel than a good old-fashioned s'more. Situated within walking distance of Cabana Bay's 2 pool bars, the resort boasts 4 fire pits to kick your feet up. Located in both pool courtyards. S'more kits are available at the Bayliner Diner, or you can bring your own supplies. Whether you like your marshmallow golden brown or scorched and crunchy, I think we all can agree that nothing caps off the day like s'mores.
Go on, Trace.
I like mine slightly more liquid and beer flavoured.
Said you could bring your own supplies.
Very true.
That is very true. Chris, have you stayed at Cabana Bay?
Yes.
Do you like it?
I did not know this existed, though.
Oh.
So
Me either.
What did you think about Cabana Bay when you stayed there? Because it seems to be a lot of people's favourite.
it really is awesome. I will say, I mean, the hotel itself it's themed like 1950s, 1960s. It's going for, and it's a really cool looking hotel. It is one of the more value hotels, so you can obviously tell the differences from a Hard Rock, which I have not stayed at, but I've been over there. But yeah, it's a really cool hotel and a lot of things to do over there, especially if you have kids. They have a lot of activities there for the kids. They have a bowling alley, and a bunch of different things. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I can tell you that room wise, I much preferred my room at Cabana Bay over Royal Pacific.
You that was going to come back up.
That's what I love. We've been doing this show for so long. There's
like
so
a third
many
of the price.
Yeah. There's so many daft in jokes now, of stuff that's happened over the course of the last 6 years. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Chris, you'll know it because you're a Florida resident. If you stay at the Royal Pacific with Florida resident rates, they will put you in the dungeon of the Royal Pacific.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's like white, like the barest room you could imagine at a resort. Like there's nothing in it at all. And I had a window that had a nice view onto like a swamp kind of thing that was in the back. It was just full of garbage. It was just a great room.
Because Darren came up to visit us at our room, and when we opened the door after he'd been in his dungeon, it's like that thing, like bright white light, like he'd opened the doors to heaven. It was
yeah, and they've got like this, like set up cookies and milk and fruit and everything, and they're like, "Oh, hope you're enjoying your stay."
Yeah.
Sorry.
A cup of tap water in your room waiting for you.
But Darren, you had a great selection of brooms, didn't you?
Yes.
All the cleaning supplies you wanted.
You got the Harry Potter room.
He did.
The cupboard under the stairs.
Oh yeah, it's just terrible. The cabana room was awesome. Like the theming, the detail, all the way down to the toiletries that they use in there. They're all like authentic 50s, 60s products and stuff that they use. So
hopefully modern ones though, not
products,
So
the products are super cool. You had like a bar of Zest in there.
Yeah, even I remember that from over here.
Yeah, and we did stay. We were able to stay in the one of the new towers that they built, and those rooms are really cool. The bathrooms are awesome there. I will say, a little bit different than the other ones they have.
Cool.
Awesome. Number 2, Lazy River Retro Relaxation. Be transported into relaxation while beating the heat in Cabana Bay's Lazy River, while the other one is broken down at Volcano Bay. While there are also 2 beautiful pools for guests to dip in on hot summer days, calming current of the Lazy River is unique to Cabana Bay. Plop into an inner tube and let the river help you wind down.
Are they still charging you for rings now?
Inner tubes?
They used to, didn't they? I think you had to pay for them.
You had to rent them,
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not sure whether that's still a thing or not. No.
Get some balloons.
When we stayed there, we spent no time at the pool.
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
Packet of balloons, blow them up, tie them together. Bob's your uncle.
Just swim.
Or
and I don't think they would allow you to just like float around in there. I think you had to rent one of those to like get in there at all. So
I don't like things like that.
Lee, number 3.
Yes, number 3, quite interesting to what we've been talking about. Start the day on the right foot with the Volcano Bay walking path. This hidden gem makes your day at Volcano Bay a walk in the park. Ooh. The resort is connected to Volcano Bay with a walking path because why should it be hard to get to paradise? And it's literally like, I think it's about 3-minute walk from there to...
Excellent.
Is that where you stayed when you went to Volcano Bay then, Chris?
Yes.
So did you use that path?
The way to go. Yes, it is awesome.
How far is it?
I mean, the path itself is not anything spectacular, but just being able to go down, it was a 5-minute walk because we were at the further tower. If you stayed at the tower right in front of the entrance, it's come out of your elevator and walk, 50 steps, and you're there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a hell of a perk then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to get there before all the other hotel guests.
Yes.
That's a good point.
That's a
at
really
that
good
point.
tip
Yes,
now.
you want to get in before even all the other hotel guests stay at Cabana Bay.
Yeah. It's just a nice little trek to the lobby, though. I will tell you that much.
Okay. I heard sarcasm there.
Yes.
Oh, I remember you talked about it, Darren. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, no matter which hotel room you stay in there, it seems like it takes 20 minutes to get to the lobby or the diner or any place like that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, Tracy, you want to take number 4?
I will. The good times won't be spared at Galaxy Bowl. Ha ha. That was subtle.
Spared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle. Just when you thought Cabana Bay Beach Resort couldn't get any better, Galaxy Bowl shows up on your radar. I've scrolled too far. This 10-lane themed bowling alley provides fun for all the family. Plus, you can enjoy a full selection of appetizers, entrees, and drinks from a full-service bar. You can even play a round of blacklight ball at night.
Cool.
I like that.
That's like that midnight ball we used to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you're bowling strikes or still using bumpers, Galaxy Bowl is sure to be one of your favourite parts of Cabana Bay.
Did that say it was a 10-lane themed bowling alley? So
Yes.
it's what? Themed after 10 lanes? Of what? The I-4?
A Popka Vineland.
I
The
drive.
B-line.
Actually, when we were there, it was very similar to the I-4 because it was completely full.
Well, with 10 lanes, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Every time we went down there. I mean, you can reserve, like, you can kind of hold your place in line for the next one that comes up. So, but we didn't have a whole lot of time to spend and hang out with that kind of thing, but it looked really cool in there.
It's a weird, that thing that, we've stayed at 2 of the hotels, and it's when we come over, it is that thing. It's just, again, you're paying this high price for these hotel rooms, but it's a place to stick your head down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we spend.
I mean, even with Ian and I having annual passes like we do, we still spend so much time in the park. I don't
Absolutely.
Yeah.
know. All right. Chris, you want to close it up with number 5 here?
Sure. Number 5, Swizzle Lounge is the place to hang. This is not your typical lobby lounge. Have your choice of seating at the bar or in a cozy lounge area while sipping on some vintage drinks like a new sidecar or a spiced Mai Tai. There are delicious snacks to enjoy too, like an Asian nut mix that is to die for.
Okay. And if you're allergic to nuts, you might actually die from it.
And also, yes, it is definitely not your typical lobby bar because it closes at 10 o'clock.
Oh, my Gideon.
Yeah. So again, we did not get to experience this with Laura, even though we walked all the way from our hotel room to the lobby to check it out.
Do you think that is because they want to push people out onto City Walk?
Maybe.
That's a good point.
idea.
Probably.
Yeah, because the poolside bar wasn't open much later, I'll tell you that. So
It's also kind of a bummer for the families that are staying there. So, if you guys are staying there and you want to go grab a drink and not make it out to City Walk because you have your kids, you don't want to go out there with them. And it kind of
if you stay at the park till closing, and then go back to your hotel, everything's all closed up at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think the Bayliner Diner is still open till like midnight.
Okay.
And they're like a cafeteria style, so they've got like 5 or 6 different options for you in there. So that's where we ended up just getting like a pizza and bringing it back up.
It is something I do feel they need to address a little bit, Universal, the opening times and closing times of restaurants and stuff, and just the parks in general.
It's a little odd.
It's weird because I know Craig Lucas, again, I'll bring him up. He complained a few years ago when they went that they were trying to get something to eat in the park first thing in the morning and really nowhere open till 10 or 11 o'clock. I don't know whether that's changed now. But then I still don't get why the parks don't stay open later. I think we've talked about it quite a lot with the new, what they've done with the entrance to the Hulk now and then Skull Island and stuff. A lot of what they've done in the parks really are enhanced when you get to see them after the sun's gone down. But unless you're visiting in that sort of 2 or 3 months in the high season, you're not going to see that. And it's such a shame.
Yeah. That's why you don't build your theme park in the middle of a residential area.
Yeah, very true.
It's that high school in the neighborhood over there that I think really limit them to what they can do at night.
Yeah.